All right, fellow guitar nerds. I hope you are all well and rocking. I thought well, I thought I would talk a little bit about options to ES335 guitars. Why I think it's important to talk about that is because I had a couple of ES335 guitars, and I thought the body was overwhelming, big for me, especially if you are a short guy like myself. It may look a little bit too much. And I wish when I bought those guitars, I wish I knew about this type of options you're seeing here. Here we have a Ibanez AM 93. And then you have a D'Angelico guitar, which is, as you see, size-wise quite similar to the Ibanez, but single cut nevertheless. And the reason I personally think that single cuts are better looking. You may disagree with me, it's just fine. But here we have great options at a reasonable price. This D'Angelico is a bit, this model was made in Korea, so it's a little bit more expensive than the latest models, which are made in Indonesia, I think, if I'm correct. Uh, but the ones made in Indonesia have received good reviews, anyways, and pay attention to that. The new ones are, have Paul Ferro fretboards, and for some reason they managed to make the Paul Ferro, which I think is a quite boring wood for fretboards. They made it dark, and the Angelical guitars, which I think is a great idea. Uh, if it's not maple on the fretboard, it should be dark as possible. And I think the guys at the Angelical have understood that, how important that is aesthetically and also feeling wise, right? Because the guitar, to have a dark fretboard also changes the way you perceive the fretboard as well, even in your hands. So that's it. Great guitars, good options if you want semi-acoustic, semi-hollow body guitars. Very high quality, both of them. I must say that I have played more on the Ibanez guitar. You may have seen some videos of, if you are familiar to my modest channel, of me playing this guitar. Great guitar, but I think the Angelico is better playability wise. I don't know. The Ibanez is great too, and but I think price matters here, because I think you get better value with the Angelico. But I paid less for the Ibanez anyway, so there you go. You see the quality in the price. And I don't know, you may help me understanding that, I played this guitar a few times. I bought this guitar, I think 6 years ago. I did not play a lot, but I played, you know, a fair amount on this guitar, and I always felt, the fretboard was not, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but it's, good guitars, they tend to make you feel like you can do anything, especially with your left hand. You can actually explore different sounds in the fretboard, and you go through the fretboard with ease. And I don't think I got it. I It's not a bad guitar, but it's not as good as the fretboards on the Angelico tend to be. So, and also I think I like fatter, a little broader necks. One thing I think Ibanez does very well is that they build their guitars with this. I think it's called volute, right? The necks have that reinforcement, which I think is for guys like me, goofy guys. I'm always stumbling on stuff, falling, disaster, walking. Uh, especially when you're nervous during gigs, you tend to be a little bit less careful, you know. So it's good to have a neck that's reinforced for guys like me, which the D'Angelico doesn't have. It's I think you know you get you get to be worried. I mean, of course, you should be worried about how to take care of your guitar, but any incident can be quite fatal for the neck. I wish they did. I think this is the only thing missing on this guitar. Um, but apart from that, it's a great guitar. Both of them, right? The Ibanez, I tried to address the issue I had with the neck by polishing the frets. I asked the guys here in Sweden, the guitar techs here, to polish the frets, do that kind of stuff, which costs some money, but still, even after the frets were polished, I don't know if I actually. It's still the same. It's like the neck is a little bit stiff. I know I've seen some videos on YouTube with guys having, problems, similar problems with new guitars in general. And the neck just feels, the fretboard doesn't feel like, uh, you know, doesn't feel like you can play so well. And I think it's, that's why people like relicking guitars. I guess relicking makes the guitar feels it is being played a while, and therefore more, therefore easier to play. But this is the only complaint I have about this guitar. It's still a great guitar, uh, a really good guitar, but and I think it's specific of this guitar I bought, because I had the other models, similar models that had great necks, and I think you're not gonna have an issue if you get one. Just try playing them before you buy to see if the neck suits you. All right.